Hello everyone, my name is Jayan and today we are the 7th of May and this is the 57th video that I'm talking to a camera for 5 minutes straight. First of all, video update. I don't really have much to say today besides we just keep rolling. New Casper scenario today, so we're gonna have my timers ready. Maybe I was thinking to increase the time a little bit more because the time to read, reflect and answer was not doable in 5 minutes. So I'm only gonna start the timer once the Casper test starts. Not the Casper test, but the Casper question starts. Second of all, in terms of my life update, it's the third day in consecution I'm drinking coffee and I feel absolutely bad with it. So I've been overdosing in caffeine 3 days in a row, and my body is just like, you gotta give me a rest. I don't know if I can handle how much even more. I still have 3 more days to go in my week, but I'm thinking about crushing the whole Sunday and just sleeping. Today again, 8:30 to 5:30, so a solid 9-hour shift. I also have to commute 2 hours, so that's really add up mentally. And here we are at home just a few minutes after and filming this video. Today I also had a chance to make sure that all the insurance details are done. We also booked our flight to Vancouver, and also we made all the programs that we need to make. Definitely very busy. During the day we also had 4 different cases, so those are very time consuming too. But at the end of the day we sorted out. I'm very thankful for my team member to help me out with the last case. So instead of having 5 today, only 4, because they helped me out. They said I looked really tired and they took it away from me, which I'm very thankful. Actually, I also had the time to do a little bit of cardio, not too much, while waiting for my private case. For the private case, it went very well. I think this month we are really going solid to start with. 5 this week, 3 other next week, and I think there's many more coming, so we shall see this month how much extra hours I will be working at. I will be aiming towards 10, but that's the minimum. Let's see if we can push it to 15 maybe, and the next new high score will be 20. Alright, so third, let's start with actually before we start the Casper, just want to do a little news update. There is a meeting between Prime Minister Carney and Donald Trump, and I think Carney really held the ground really well. When the opponent is making mistakes, just keep listening, and everybody is laughing at Donald Trump when listening back, which is the perfect strategy. I really like how the situation was handled, and hopefully everything will go to the plan, at least for us. And there is also the NBA playoff in terms of entertainment. Stephen Curry injured, but still took the game 1. Let's hope that he will just miss 1 or 2 games at maximum, and have a very fast comeback. Grade 1 strain is not that bad, that big of a deal. It can really depend on how fast the tendon and the muscle is healing. So usually muscular strain are not that bad in grade 1, but we shall see. So let's hop into the Casper test. I'm gonna start the timer right now. The scenario is over here. So I'm a new hire at a large healthcare facility. During orientation, you'll shadow a senior staff member, Taylor, who is well respected and known for their efficiency. Over the week, you notice that Taylor often cuts corner on proper documentation and occasionally skips parts of the patient intake process, saying things like, "It's just paperwork. It's not like anyone reads it anyways." On your last day of orientation, a patient's file that Taylor handled is missing key allergy information. You quietly flagged it, and the patient is fortunately not harmed, but it is clear that it could have led to a serious adverse event. When you bring it up with Taylor privately, they brush it off. You understand once you work here longer. If you reported every single thing, the place will be grind to a halt. You're not sure if this is an isolated issue or a symptom of a deeper systemic problem. First question, how would you handle the situation with Tyler going forward? In this scenario, I believe the first place should be given to patient's safety. So consider keeping that in mind. I also would like to respect my colleague Taylor, but some of his behaviors can really lead to a greater harm to the patients, which is definitely something that we would not desire. What I would do in first place to handle the situation with Taylor is to sit down with him very politely and in a private room to discuss about if there's any improvements that we can make. Things such as reducing the workload of each person so he can delegate more time to do the paperwork correctly. And I think being efficient is not a bad thing, but definitely every single detail can be very important for the patients and they need to be well documented. I will raise my concern with regard to this subject while also respecting Taylor's experience and his actions. Maybe it was just a mistake, it could be. So I will really approach it with a very gentle manner, mentioning my concerns. Second question, what factors would influence your decision to escalate this issue or not? First of all, I think a factor is Tyler's attitude towards the situation. If they keep laughing and not taking this situation seriously, I think I will try to report this behavior to our supervisor or to the team leader in a private setting to make sure that proper evaluation of the situation is being assessed. So maybe we can reduce the volume a little bit to give Taylor the chance to really do the work, or we can also try to do some private educational sessions to educate all the employees the importance of putting 100% of their focus into every patient's folder to make sure everything is done correctly and nobody is harmed due to a mistake of an employee. Also, I will see the frequency of the situation. So if this is already something that has already happened before, very frequently, then I will also try to escalate the situation to the supervisors or to the clinic directors, because here the primordial thing here I want to make sure that is correct is the patient's health again. So patient health, very, very important. If his actions is really harming the patients and also possibility of harming the work of doctors, nurses, then it must be escalated for the greater good of the whole team and also for the quality of service that we're serving. Alright, so the 5 minutes is done, so let's stop over here. I will do a little recap tomorrow.